Thank you very much, Paul Crane. Definitely the tale of two halves for this guy joining me right here, running back Pierre Thomas. Let's talk about that second half, especially the first drive. It was the Pierre Thomas drive, wasn't it?
Yeah, the first half, we came out, we really wanted to attack their defense, the DBs. We knew that it was a weakness in their defense. That was their weakness, and that's what we wanted to do, is attack them. And we didn't run the ball too much, but, we really wanted to, set a tone about attacking their defense, the DBs, and get the ball out there in the air. And the second half, we just came out and we said, hey, we got to start running the ball a lot more, and that's what we did. We had to make a point out there on the ground game, and that's what we did. Take
us into the locker room. Was something said at the half? Because obviously you had that game plan going into the game, and you had to change. You had to adjust.
Well, this is going in the second half. In the locker room, we just talked about we need to get our ground game going now, and it came out. And we said we're going to run some inside and outside zones, and that's what we did. And the offensive line did a heck of a job of blocking their front four, which is a tough front four. And, you got the tight ends and the linebackers. Everybody did their part, and, we succeeded and did a very good job at it.
This was a different game than the NFC Championship game, especially offensively. Did you see a difference in this Vikings defense compared to the playoffs last year?
Well, definitely. We know that they was definitely trying to come at Drew. So, we seen that they was a little bit more aggressive out there on the field, also. But they did a great job. They held us, to a tough fight. And, it was a great game, both sides of the ball.
You talked about the game plan in the first half, but I think a lot of Saints fans watching the game were surprised you only ran the ball 3 times in the first half. Did that surprise you, only 3 times in the first half?
It was a little shocker, but, Coach always calls good plays, then we had to mix it up a little bit, coming out the second half. We had to watch, what works and what doesn't work, and let's try something new, coming in the second half. First half we went out there and just to test their DBs and see what can we do in the air, and we found our plays that we could work on in the air, and we started to execute them, but they started to pick up on it a little bit, so we had to change our game up during the second half.
Pierre, the offense always is a staple for this New Orleans Saints team, but talk about the defense tonight. I mean, shutting out the Vikings in the second half. Sean Payton called it a team effort. It really was.
Definitely, it was definitely a tremendous job that the defense did out there. They helped win this game for us. They stopped them, to a field goal one time, and we gave up one touchdown, but it doesn't matter. They did a great job out there of really trying to hold Adrian Peterson to a couple of yards, and he broke out a few. It's a tough running back, but hey, the defense out there, they played well, and they out-hit those guys.
An emotional night, an emotional offseason full of distractions. To have a game like this and to win it in this fashion, what does it do for this football team coming off so many highs in this offseason?
Well, it points us in the right direction, the direction that we wanted to be in since the beginning. We wanted to be 1-0, and that was the whole main focus, is this game. Nothing else. You hear about the hype, but we wasn't focused about the hype. We was focused on what do we have to do to get this victory, and and what we did out there showed a lot.
All right, thanks for taking the time. Great game tonight.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Second Half, Pierre Thomas leading the charge for the Saints offense. Coming up, we'll have Drew Brees and much more from outside the Saints locker room. Back to you guys.